Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Week 14 final look. All right, some time has went by, so we're getting some more clarity on some injuries. Weird chaos with the Los Angeles Chargers, with some false negatives and false positives and this and that. But we have the information for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD. And also sign up for the Patreon. Patreon is right here, right in front of you. Monthly subscription, daily content in DFS and betting. If you have any questions, please contact me on Instagram. DM me there, and I will get back to you, okay? Winning results. That's what the name of the game is. And this is what I'll provide you when you sign up, all right? Now, let's go into this, and I'll pick a few guys from each and every spot because we did a little overview with the first look. Now this is the final look. Some of the guys we're going to key in on at each and every position at QB, running back, wide receiver, and tight end. Okay. Now we're going to start off with that QB position. We already know the favorites. Okay. Patrick Mahomes. Okay, is in a great position against the Raiders. Poor defense. This should be a very back and forth type of game. So if I like Patrick Mahomes, that means I love Derek Carr as well. Derek Carr is at a nice price at 5,900. If you want to get away from Mahomes and still, save a little bit of salary, but someone that's going to put up some yardage, hopefully get some touchdowns as well. He will be without his number one tight end in Darren Waller, so that's going to be more Foster Moreau. We'll get to him later, but that's definitely a stack you should focus on between the Raiders and the Kansas City Chiefs. I love that combo there. Josh Allen and Tom Brady are great options as well in this Buffalo Tampa Bay game. This should be a high scoring affair. Tampa Bay should put up a ton of points. We got to be question mark in that red zone. Maybe a lot of touchdowns go Leonard Fournette way, which it has lately, but still Tom Brady is putting up major numbers. 32 fantasy points against Atlanta. 23. 31. It's a lot of good game, bad game, good game, bad game if you're just following trends. So we'll see. Buffalo has been struggling with that running game. So Fournette should be another good play as well. Josh Allen might be more of my favorite option in this game because his upside in the rushing department. He had a poor game. It's because obviously was the weather that factored in so much in that New England Bills game. That's why he only had 12 fantasy points. But this is definitely a bounce back spot for him. So we love him at 7,800. Tom Brady is great. Justin Herbert is right there at 71. That's a great price against a poor Giants defense. Dak Prescott against Washington. That can be another back and forth game. So let's focus in on some of these value guys at quarterback. I already mentioned Derek Carr. Taysom Hill going up against the Jets right here at 5,600 is a solid play. The Jets are struggling stopping teams from rushing the ball. So that goes for Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill has big wheels. He was able to have 11 rushing attempts, 101 yards against Dallas. Now going up against the Jets defense, he should definitely have a big game. We're not sure about his finger, but he is going to play. So the rushing upside with Taysom Hill is a plus at 5,600. And some other guys. We got Taylor Heineke at 55 and Cam Newton against Atlanta at 54. All great matchups. As you can see, opponent rank is 30th and 26th. So those are the type of areas that you really want to go to. And the cheapest that I would look at QB is Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's coming on strong. Got Rookie of the Week last week. Going up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Now going up against the Saints, who have struggled all year long. Elijah Moore's questionable. We want him to be in, but he still has Jameson Crowder, Denzel Mims, Daniel Brown is tight end. That offense is functioning a little bit better now. Hopefully, Zach Wilson can have a strong finish to the end of the season, and that's the lowest I would go at QB. Now, let's move over to the running back position, and obviously, we have big stars we want to focus in on. Alvin Kamara, definitely leave him in there at 7,900. The rush defense for the Jets is the league worst. Okay, between them and the Detroit Lions, you want to attack them with the running back. So Alvin Kamara is a number one spot. Austin Eckler is in a great spot against the Giants. He's at 8,300. Nick Chubb, we're going to stay away from. Leonard Fournette at 74 is a solid option. Like I said before, Buffalo has been struggling stopping the run. Okay. Ezekiel Elliott is someone to consider. Tony Pollard is a little bit questionable right now, but if we look at him, I think it's a groin. No, it's a foot. So I think he has plantar fasciitis. So that could be something lingering. I don't know if he's going to be 100%. But if he's out, then they're going to lean on Zeke Elliott more. Please watch out for news on that. That is very, very crucial. Cordarrelle Patterson at 6,900 is a very good option. He's been very consistent as long as he's been in the game. 30 fantasy points against Jacksonville. Had a nice, solid game against Tampa Bay, even though they are a very good run-stopping defense. Was able to get 78 yards rushing and came through with 3 receptions on 18 yards. All right, we want more receiving from him in that department. But I think they keyed in on him, the defense-wise with Tampa Bay. Josh Jacobs, not really. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is a coin flip. Antonio Gibson is a great spot. I think he's been asking for the ball more and more. And we're seeing 20 plus carries each and every game. And look at the receiving work. 7 receptions against Seattle, 5 receptions against the Las Vegas Raiders. So back-to-back 20-point performances. They only bumped them up $300. We're definitely going back to that which should be a very competitive game between them and the Dallas Cowboys. Let's see if we have any other gems for you at that running back position. Now, Saquon Barkley, we're going to throw him in there as a flex. He's getting a big workload now for the Giants with a lot of injuries to their wide receiver core. They're going to have to lean on him more. He's getting a little bit of boost. 13 carries against Philly, 11 carries against Miami. But the receiving work is what we're looking for in DraftKings. 4 receptions against Philly and then 6 receptions on 9 targets against Miami. That's what I like to see with Saquon. He was getting a nice little pace at the beginning of the season, but so he had that injury, as you can see here, 3, 8, 21, 29. You saw the progression right there. He came back from his injury. Now he's 0, 11, 9, 13. Hopefully we get to the next level with Saquon Barkley, and hopefully he finishes the season very, very strong. Okay? Let's see if we have any value for you. Javonte Williams, before we go to the value, even if Gordon plays, Javonte Williams, I think he's earned a little bit more of the share with the running back. Came through while Gordon was out with 23 carries, 102 yards, 6 receptions on 9 targets. Very, very impressive. Got a TD as well. So we're definitely going to look at him at 5,900. But the other cheaper value running backs, there's a ton of them. First, we're going to talk about Jamar Jefferson. Jamar Jefferson where is my boy at? Hold on, I'm going to type him in here. He's right here for the Detroit Lions with the injury to their lead running back. He's going to be stepping in, and I think they have 2 injuries. Let's double check that here. There's a reason why I was really keying in on him. Let's just go to the Detroit game. And then, yes. Okay, so we got COVID on Jamal Williams right now. He was placed on injury reserve, and we have an out on DeAndre Swift. So that's going to leave it open for Jamar Jefferson to be the lead back. He's done some solid games in his little bit of time. As you can see, Week 10 against Pittsburgh, 3 for 41 and a touchdown. And in Philadelphia, he came through with 2 6 yards rushing, a touchdown, and chipped in with 4 receptions. So he's a dual threat back right there. Someone we can look at $4,000. I like Jamar Jefferson. All right, definitely a punt to have. So let's take him out. Let's throw in that punt just to have. So you guys don't forget about him. I think that's sneaky. Someone else to look at will be Jeff Wilson. All right, Jeff Wilson for the San Francisco 49ers. He's back into the fold. Elijah Mitchell is going to be out. And now that leaves some open space for Jeff Wilson, who's had some good games in previous years. In his opportunity as a lead back this year, didn't do as much. He had 19 carries for 50 yards and 1 catch. But I think this is a game where he can bounce back from that 4,400. A lot of eyes are going to be on Deebo Samuel. He should be back. Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle. That can leave up some lanes for Jeff Wilson to exploit. All right, I like him at 4,400. All right, and then one last one will be Rashad Penny for the Seattle Seahawks. They're having a ton of injuries at that running back position, and he's going to be receiving a little bit of a bigger role. We've been waiting on Rashad Penny for multiple years now. He was a high draft pick Hopefully, maybe this could be the game against Houston. Houston has a poor run defense. This can be an opportunity at 4,800. So there's a lot of options at that running back position to really key in on, and even save salary. All right, so we have a lot of guys up top, Kamara, Gibson, and we got a lot of guys at the bottom. Let's move over to that wide receiver position and find some gems for you there. All right, so the first one we're going to talk about, obviously, pair all the wide receivers with the quarterbacks I already said. So Patrick Mahomes, you got Tyreek Hill. Derek Carr, you got Hunter Renfrow. All right, I think that's a gem right there. He's been very, very consistent. Let's pick out the favorites. All right, first one we're going to talk about will be Mike Williams. He's back. So he had a false positive, false negative, whatever it is. He's going to be fine, and Keenan Allen's going to be out. He will be the number one wide receiver going up against the New York Giants. I love him at this price at 6,000. He's going to get a ton of targets. Big body wide receiver with great catching traffic hands, and also has the speed. 6,000. Mike Williams can be a big lock for this week. Definitely having him in there. Some other guys we can look at will be, let's see, DJ Moore going up against the Atlanta Falcons, who have a very, very poor secondary. And this is right in the middle, right in the middle. We're going to avoid some of the top guys because we're going to pay up at quarterback, but we can find a lot of mid-tier wide receivers who's getting a ton of targets. Consistency from DJ Moore, 8, 7, 7, 7, and 10 against Miami. Been giving you double-digit fantasy performances in back-to-back weeks. We need him to get in the end zone. Cam will be finding him. He shouldn't have a problem getting to him. Very sure-handed wide receiver. I love him at that price. Let's see some other guys. We got CeeDee Lamb. Don't need to speak about him. All the top tier guys, we got that covered. Let's find you the gems. DK Metcalf should have a bounce back game between him and Lockett. You can pretty much flip a coin between there. I just spoke about Hunter Renfrow at 6,100. This is another in the middle type of mid range wide receiver. Back to back weeks with over 20 fantasy points. Look at that, 9 targets and 10 targets. Really, especially with Waller out, he's going to be leaning on Renfrow a lot. I would love Bryan Edwards to finally pop up, but he keeps letting me down. He really, really keeps letting me down, and we're just going to have to fade him. We're just going to fade him, even though he keeps getting cheaper and cheaper. That's fine. Next guy we're going to look at will be, in the value department, Russell Gage, getting a ton of targets. Jacksonville, 7 targets. 62 yards receiving, 1 touchdown, and then came back against Tampa Bay, 11 receptions on 12 targets, 130 yards. Didn't get an end zone, but did more than enough to get you a ton of fantasy points for your lineups. All right, love Russell Gage. Okay, so we'll take out Jefferson and throw in some Russell Gage. And then we'll continue on finding some gems for you. Jerry Jeudy against Detroit. He's in a great spot right here. He's really taken over the wide receiver core from Cortland Sutton, who struggled since he's come back. But Jerry Jeudy is going to be more of the target guy. 9 targets against Philly, 8 targets against Dallas, 6 against the Kansas City Chiefs, where he was able to get double-digit fantasy points. That's what you need from him. He still has not had a touchdown yet this year. This can be a game where that definitely turns and changes. So someone to look at for this Sunday will be Jerry Jeudy to finally break out. Julio Jones is someone at 5,400. He's the only number 1 wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans. They got some other guys like Westbrook Niake and some other scrubs, okay? Josh Reynolds, guys like that. They do not compare to Julio Jones. Julio Jones is back, healthy. He should finally have a big game against Jacksonville. He doesn't have a touchdown as well against this team. So some props to look at. Jerry Jeudy, TD. I think that's sneaky. Julio Jones, TD. I think that's a good one as well. He might be at some high odds since he doesn't have a touchdown yet this year. Anyone else at these cheap prices down here? Elijah Moore, we're waiting on him if he's going to be, a thumbs up to play this week. And below that, I think we're fine. So we can just focus in on Elijah Moore, Russell Gage, Jerry Jeudy, Julio Jones, and another guy I want to look at if you're looking for a really, really cheap wide receiver, Joshua Palmer. He's the number 2 wide receiver alongside Mike Williams. There's a lot of attention going to be to Mike Williams. Maybe a 3K Palmer can get in there with a touchdown. He's been getting a decent amount of targets each and every week, but now this is a step up with Keenan Allen out. He's the new target guy. Well, well, the more of a just the short route guy. Mike Williams more deeper. Joshua Palmer is going to be intermediate. Okay, so we'll definitely look at him at 3K. Now let's go over to the tight ends, and then we'll finish up the video. Okay. Obviously, we love Kelsey, we love Kittle, we love Gronk. Those are the three essentials: Kelsey, Kittle, and Gronk. You can't lose with either of them. Okay, definitely great options. You see the out next to Darren Waller. That means Foster Moreau is in play. Foster Moreau is a very good tight end, young tight end, budding star, and now gets another opportunity. The first time he got an opportunity to start, he had a very good game. What was it, 19 fantasy points? It was right, where was it? Right there. 18 fantasy points. 6 on 60 yards and a touchdown. The last game, he had an opportunity with one reception, 34 yards. We're expecting a little bit more from him, okay? Only 4,000 salary. If you want to avoid the elite tight ends, you can go that route as well. Some other guys we're going to look at will be Brock Wright, okay? TJ Hawkinson is going to be out. The next guy up at the tight end position will be Brock Wright for the Detroit Lions. He was able to come through with 2 receptions, 3 targets, 28 yards, and a TD. Jared Goff is getting a little bit better, bouncing back with that win against Minnesota Vikings. Maybe he can get something going against the Denver Broncos in this game, but Brock Wright is now going to be that lead target getter for the tight end position. So definitely someone to look at that min price at 2,500. I think that's very sneaky as well this week. And one more guy for you will be Ricky Seals-Jones, tight end for the Washington football team. With the injury to Logan Thomas, he's going to be out for the season yet again. But now we got Ricky Seals-Jones who steps in, which he did already this season, and had a lot of good games. All right, he had 15 fantasy points against Kansas City, his former team. He had 11 fantasy points against Green Bay. And then obviously Logan Thomas came back and everything died down from there. But now he steps in as the number 1 tight end yet again. Taylor Heineke likes throwing to the tight end position at 3,600. You can definitely get great value out of Ricky Seals-Jones, all right? And that will be our breakdown for our final look of Week 14. All right, let me know in that comment section down below if you have any other guys you want me to that I did not speak about that you like. All right, at the quarterback, running back, wide receiver, or tight end position. I'm there to help, maybe bounce off some ideas. That's fine with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageSD, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Peace out.